Fanta may be the fun, fruity, and fizzy orange soda we all know and love today. But would you believe it if we told you that there is a dark and controversial history lurking beneath the bubbly surface of Coca-Cola's most colorful creation? In this video, we're going to take a journey through time and unravel the scandalous secrets and saucy stories behind Fanta's creation. From the soda's roots in Nazi Germany to its global domination as a soda pop icon, we'll reveal everything you ever wanted to know about the orange drink, and some things you never even knew you wanted to know. Whether you're a die-hard Fanta fan or just curious about the history of one of the world's most popular soft drinks, you won't want to miss this deep dive into the dark side of the orange soda. After watching this video, you might never look at Fanta the same way again. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be amazed by the dark history of Coca-Cola's most famous soda. Fanta may be a beloved and famous soft drink today, but its origins are far from innocent or refreshing. In fact, Fanta owes its creation to some of the darkest and most tumultuous moments of human history. But before we get right into the dark side, we'll have to go back in time to the origin of Coca-Cola to fully understand how it all started. Coca-Cola was invented in 1886 by a pharmacist named John S. Pemberton in Atlanta, Georgia. Pemberton created a syrup made from cocoa leaves and cola nuts, hence the name Coca-Cola, which was mixed with carbonated water to create a refreshing and stimulating beverage. Fast forward to a few decades later, Coca-Cola had become a hit, with thirsty folks all around the world guzzling down the fizzy drink like it was going out of style. The drink was so successful that it became an international sensation. It had spread across the United States and reached as far as Europe, where it was particularly popular in Germany under the leadership of a German businessman named Max Keith. But then World War II started and things got a little complicated. After the US joined the war in 1941, the German government, under the leadership of Adolf Hitler, declared a trade embargo on Coca-Cola syrup, which meant that the local German subsidiary of the company was in deep trouble. They were running out of resources and were unable to get new raw materials from the US to keep up with the production of Coca-Cola. To stay afloat, Keith and other German Coca-Cola executives came up with a plan to create a new drink that would appeal to the German public's taste preferences and be made with local ingredients. As a savvy businessman, Keith started working towards creating a new drink that could replace Coca-Cola while the war lasted. Keith worked with his scientists to create an unusual drink made from limited wartime leftover ingredients, which were primarily whey and apple fiber or pulp, with whatever seasonal fruit was available at that time. The result of this mixture was a bright soda like a ginger ale that quickly became a sensation in Germany and beyond. Keith and his team went further with their creativity by naming the drink Fantasy, which was later shortened to Fanta. And with that, Fanta became a success. Maybe it was the catchy jingles or the clever marketing tactics that tapped into Nazi imagery and slogans. Fanta was marketed as a symbol of German ingenuity and resourcefulness, and its ads featured references to German culture and heritage. Apart from the success Keith reported in Germany, he was also allowed to take over the Coca-Cola plants in countries Germany defeated during the war. This further made Fanta more popular and successful in Europe. But things quickly took a drastic turn after Germany was defeated in the war. The Coca-Cola company regained control of the plant, formula, and the trademarks of the new Fanta product, and Keith delivered the proceeds made from the sales of Fanta to the US. As a reward for his loyalty, Keith's European Coca-Cola companies were reunited with the parent company, and he was also given the command of Coca-Cola Europe as a reward for keeping the company afloat during the war. Coca-Cola in the US continued the production of Coke, and Fanta was not given any attention until 1955, when the company reintroduced it with a new orange-flavored recipe that debuted in Italy before making its way to the United States in 1958. Despite its controversial origins, Fanta continued to grow in popularity after its reinvention by becoming a global brand and a staple in many households. Today, Fanta is sold in over 190 countries and now has more than 200 flavors worldwide. Apart from its Nazi origins, Fanta's legacy is not without its other dark aspects. Some critics have accused Coca-Cola of exploiting local communities and the environment in its production and distribution of Fanta, especially in developing countries. Others have pointed out the soda's high sugar content and the health problems associated with excessive consumption. Another controversy that surrounds the dark side of Fanta's history occurred more recently. In 2015, when Coca-Cola in Germany decided to celebrate Fanta's 75th anniversary with a commercial that promised to bring back the good old times. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of the good old times, I think of my grandma's apple pie or playing hide and seek with my childhood friends. But apparently, Coca-Cola thought it was a good idea to reminisce about a time when the world was at war and atrocities were being committed by Adolf Hitler during the Third Reich. Many people criticized the commercial because it seemed to be making light of Fanta's dark history during the Nazi era. It was like they were saying, "Hey, remember when we were forced to create a new soda during the war because of trade restrictions? Wasn't that fun?" No, Coca-Cola, it wasn't. The criticisms and controversies that surrounded the ad led to many people questioning whether they wanted to continue supporting a company with such a complicated history. In response, Coca-Cola quickly issued a statement distancing itself from any association with the Nazi era or the Third Reich. But let's be real, it's hard to distance yourself from a history that's as dark and twisted as Fanta's. And let's face it, trying to distance yourself from a past as murky as Fanta's is about as easy as hiding a hippopotamus in a phone booth. It just ain't happening. So, in an attempt to make amends for their missteps, Coca-Cola created a new commercial for the anniversary. I mean, why not throw some glitter on that mess, right? Even though the damage had already been done, Coca-Cola figured they could at least try to make people forget that their fizzy, fruity beverage was essentially born out of some pretty messed up circumstances. Nevertheless, Fanta remains a symbol of both the power of branding and the dangers of corporate greed. An exploration of its history reveals not just the story of a soft drink, but the complexities of human nature and the world we live in. So there you have it, people, the wild and pretty disturbing history of Fanta, the soda that has been both loved and loathed throughout the years.